So this is Stella, and Stella was recently adopted, but they're just checking in with us because she drinks a lot of water. Now, that is true of all the laboratory piggies that come out.
Okay.
So that's completely normal.
Oh, good. Okay.
And the reason is that in the lab environment, they don't have a great deal of fresh foods. We've been told it's literally carrot and cabbage, interestingly, once a week.
Yeah.
So that's not all the time, and they're relatively dry. If you think about the moisture content in a carrot compared to leafy vegetables or grass, it's not as high.
Yeah.
So that's why they drink so much. So when we get them first out of the laboratory, they drink an incessant amount of water.
Okay, great.
All their nutrients and everything are supplied to them in the water that they're given, but that's the environment that they're coming from. So she's used to that, and that's why she's trying to check out my thumb here, but she's knowing that I'm not letting her go.
Yeah.
And every time she tries to walk off, I lift up with my front hand so she can't. So she's stable on her back legs, but it just shows her that I'm just that pushy. She's getting cranky now. She's had enough of me doing that. But I'm just showing her that she's perfectly fine. And if I give her a little treat,
so we've been doing lots
for
of
sitting,
brushing.
yeah, but it just comes down to doing a lot of this handling.
Yeah.
That they get used to you doing this, and
Well, normally she won't eat anything when
gorgeous.
she's being held, so that's a good.
Yeah, she will here. She's like,
never eat out of my
there you go.
hands.
Yeah, she's doing it. She's looking around. She's
So we
going,
try
what's
to
happening?
hand feed her the treats too, as well, to know that hands are.
She's pretty full. She's not hungry because she's well fed. But yeah, that's a good thing. And look, in this situation here, we've got people around us and things happening and lights, and she's like, which is the greater of, like, is it eating this food or is it that I want to move away and hide? Yeah. And she's really wanting the other. She's thinking, I don't know about what's going on here. She's not really quite sure.
She's still quite skittish.
But this is not skittish.
This
is
compared to Anna, who's a bit
dooley
calm and would just sit there for you.
Yeah, no, she's getting their beauty. This is not a skittish guinea pig.
Oh, good.
A skittish guinea pig, they oh my goodness, when a free-range guinea pig that's terrified of everything, when they come in and we have it in a cage, if we put our hand in that cage, they go zooming around that cage like there's nothing there at all. That's
I mean, she's hard to catch in the cage, but once you've got her, she's not too bad.
Okay, interesting you said that, because we never chase a guinea pig.
Yeah.
So how is it that you pick her up if she's difficult to catch?
So we just try to get her into a corner gently, and then we put or she'll go up to the loft.
You're gorgeous.
And then we just block off the entrance, and then we just slowly scoop her up.
Good. Okay, yeah, that's exactly.
We try not to grab her.
Exactly. You never grab after them and chase them, so you're doing exactly the right thing. And she'll get used to that, which is great. And if you reward her once you pick her up, you give her something just to taste it, she'll go, oh, that was great. Each time she'll work it out, which is good. But no, this is a very good, well-behaved animal.
Oh, good.
She's adapting to her new environment, so that's she's doing well. That's a low amount of time.
So do we need to cut down on her food, or
what is she eating lots of? She's certainly gaining weight. You can feel that.
We only feed her what we feed
let me have a look.
Anna, but Anna is a little bit of a jerk and likes to take whatever Stella has. So if Stella has a Heidi,
I'm just looking.
That Heidi. If Stella has any food, Anna wants it.
Yep. Okay.
So
what are you feeding her?
So she has a small amount of Origins, and what's the other brand? The Burgess pellets. We just mix them together.
Okay.
They have oaten hay and a handful of Timothy hay. So they have oaten hay at all time.
Yep.
And then they get two handfuls, like morning a handful of Timothy, and at night a handful of Timothy.
Yeah.
And then they have their veggies for dinner.
Yep.
So they have about a cup each of veggies. So they have a very big variety, because I've got rabbits, so we buy a very big variety of veggies.
She has developed a lump down there, which is in the abdomen, and that's what is standing out. But if I show you here, we just tip her up. It's right here. It's right there. Right there. That.
So do you think it's ovarian or?
No, it's not ovarian at all, and she knows it's there. It's not on that side, it's right there.
Yeah.
it's very soft in its makeup.
And that's what we were worried about. We were worried maybe she had ovarian cysts.
No, it's not ovarian cysts. No, definitely not. And they actually show differently over here.
Yeah, well,
So very different location. This is more in the front of the bladder.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's rather interesting. We've seen them with fatty lymphomas, which are completely benign.
Yeah.
It's a little bit like that. It's got the feel of that.
Yeah.
But it's right there.
Yeah.
Right there. So, yeah, might be worth, when you have piggies that have issues like this,
Yeah.
an ultrasound can show quite a lot, and an ultrasound would show that up.
Yeah.
But she's eating so well, her coat's so glossy, her eyes are beautiful.
Yeah.
Everything is sort of where it needs to be.
Yeah.
And quite often to do that, they have to sedate them to do it.
Yeah.
So you actually compromise an animal when you sedate it.
Yeah.
And vets can do it very, very well.
Yeah.
But across the board, it can be a little bit more hit and miss depending on who the vet is. With her, there's definitely an area there. What I would like you to do just for the next week to 2 weeks
Yeah.
is weigh her, because I'd like to see what the variation is in her weight.
Yep.
But also just monitor her behaviour in terms of if she starts to scratch at an area, because with it down there, it really feels more like a fatty lymphoma, and it's right near the bladder. It's not a stone.
Yeah.
It's right there.
So
and
she
just
does sneeze.
just-
She does sneeze.
Yep. No, that won't have anything to do with
Yeah.
that.
So
She hasn't got a cold, or her temperature's really good. Her body temperature's fine. What sort of substrate is she sitting on?
So we've got the came-out toggle mats.
Oh, okay, they're brilliant. Yeah.
And then because Anna just pees all over herself, so we put the fleece
Okay.
just under the hideys and then change those.
Okay.
So they're not sitting in their own pee.
Okay.
So
And she's toileting okay, not
Yeah,
making any
what we can
sounds
see,
with that?
She's very vocal.
Okay. When she urinates?
No, just Anna doesn't make any noise except for the occasional week.
Okay.
So she is more vocal. It sounds like weaking, but not quite.
Yeah. So does she make a noise when, like, what I'm getting at is when guinea pigs urinate, if there's a problem, they make a high noise like a wheet, like that. Is it like that? It's like a.
But she's not weeing. She's running around when she's making.
When she's making. No, that's fine then. Okay. See if you can catch it on video for me.
Okay.
I'd like more observations on her first.
Because she's if you go in near the pen, she'll hide immediately.
Okay.
And she won't come out. Whereas Anna, if you call Anna's name, she will come out.
Yeah. She's getting very
she
nervous
does not
sitting there.
come out at all.
Okay.
Which is understandable.
Yeah.
Perfectly normal.
Well-
So she is hard to observe because she will just immediately run.
Yeah.
As soon as anybody walks in. Such a cutie.
She's so
Stella.
cute. She's cute.
So Anna's a bit of a jerk to her.
Okay.
All the time, actually. But there's no fighting.
Okay.
There's lots of head butting. There's lots of taking whatever Stella has, but sometimes Stella sticks up for herself.
Mm-hmm.
For the first 2 weeks, Stella screamed anytime Anna came anywhere near her.
Yeah.
So that stopped.
Okay. Yep. That's good. All right.
They never lie together, but they will lie in proximity.
They know that's generally how guinea pigs are. They like to know each other. They're with someone. They can go to them if they want. They're near them and around them, happily to, new foods, they'll rush in and they'll eat them together, that sort of thing.
Well, Anna
That's
generally
good.
takes it off Stella.
Okay.
And Anna doesn't like capsicum at all.
She's so cute.
Yeah, Anna doesn't like capsicum at all.
Okay.
If Stella's eating it, then Anna eats it.
Okay. All right. So what a lot of people would say, oh, you must go in and get an immediate ultrasound or X-ray.
Okay.
If you've got a very good qualified vet, you can certainly do that.
Yeah.
But in this instance, because fatty lymphomas are benign,
Yeah.
you're looking at doing something that might at this stage be a little bit more invasive and not necessary,
Yep.
given how good she is.
Yeah.
So I would be interested in weighing her, monitoring her, pick up that noise on video so that you can send that to me. Monitor anything like output that looks unusual, if she does a wee or a poo, or she does a cry sometime with doing a urination. But she looks really good. And for the next 2 weeks, we'll keep in touch and we'll go from there.
Okay,
yeah,
great.
because the next step will be an ultrasound on that and getting her into a vet to check on
That's
that.
what I wanted to mostly see, is whether we needed to take her to the vet.
Yeah, no, it's not an urgent thing. And a lot of people, like, they'll see fungal and they'll go, you must have a vet right away. We can treat fungal. Anyone can treat fungal. And this is it's a similar scenario that, you know, this is something that is, that sitting there, and may well also be, because remember, these girls were bred back to back in the lab. So they've had a lot of repetitive breeding, and it may be something that's still partially settling in that way. But there's nothing abnormal other than that little area. So let's just go with that for now. I think that's a plan A, and then we'll look at plan B.
Well, I mean, they are
after.
They have constant attention, so we would notice if anything.
Definitely, she's beautiful.
They're inside piggies, but they're outside. They have outside time.
She's looking beautiful.
And would you mind clipping her nails, please?
Yeah, I can do that for you.
They're a little bit.
Absolutely.
She's a bit
oh
of a
yeah, I
scratcher,
can
so,
see. Come here, little
I mean,
one.
they're not overly overgrown or anything, but she's a bit of a scratcher. So.
Let's do that.
And I'm still a bit timid about we bought clippers.
For the coat?
No, like this.
Oh, okay.
Nails.
No, use the 5-step method. We have
used them yet.
we have a video on the 5-step method, which means use a pillowcase like this. Wrap up your piggy, which I'm doing a terrible job of right now, but wrap up your piggy. You need a V-shaped cloth, which will stabilize and support her spine, and then you can just deal with her nails. So it's so easy, so easy. No one can get this wrong, and you can't get hurt, and all your nails are out because I wrapped you badly. I'm sorry. Sorry, little one. But literally use the 5-step method. One of the mods might pop that into there, and you're not supposed to have 2 feet out like I have done because I've badly wrapped her quickly. But this is just a method where you can take the time that you need. When they're so curly like this, you want to do it carefully.
Anna's were, when we adopted her, all the way around, and you trim them for us.
Oh, okay, I remember.
Into her foot pads.
Yeah, and
so they're still, even though you've clipped them a couple of times for me, they're still around.
They'll continue to do that. That shape is how it's always going. You can't change the shape. But you'll notice she just made a little oop. That's because I did the squeeze first before you cut. Then you could never ever hurt them. So you go as close as you can. I know, sit there. So we sweet pie.
Stella,
sorry.
been through so much.
Sorry, little girl. There.
It's just so interesting, the difference in their face shapes and everything.
I know, they're beautiful though, aren't they?
She's so cute.
Yeah.
Hey, Annie Banana.
You're doing a great job with her.
Thank you.
So yeah.
We try really hard to give them a really good life.
They do.
But we were worried that Anna wasn't going to settle down with her, but they seem okay now.
There we go. I'm going to put that round your top paws again. There. Stay there. I remember you last time. Missy. And when they get a foot out like this, then they can wiggle out. So let's wrap her properly. Seeing we're demonstrating to everyone. So when you go to wrap them, put the cloth down like I should have done. Sit them down. She's sitting on her little haunches there. So they need to be sitting down. Wrap.
Yeah, we call that a bunny burrito.
Sausage wrap, bunny burrito. Into the V shape. Supported. They're absolutely well supported with their spine. They can't thrash about. And only 1 foot out. Oh, look at that. See that? That's not meant to happen. Stella, that's not meant to happen.
Stella,
there.
Stella.
Oh. You rascal. You rascal. You're good at this, aren't you? There. Stay there. Oh, I didn't wrap you properly, did I?
You say, I'm just a talented piggy.
She's very talented. Okay.
Talented piggy.
All right, Stella. Stella, Stella, Stella. Let's sit up. Sit you there. Ah, not on your haunches. She's on her haunches. There you go. Nah.
So when did they stop breeding them before they gave them to you?
They're 2. So somewhere around the 2
Yeah.
year mark is what they do.
Without this time.
And it's different for different piggies. Like they don't give us the exact details for
Yeah.
each one. So
Well, we don't.
Yeah.
I mean, Anna is somewhere around about 3-ish.
yeah. And they say 2 to 3 with these piggies.
Yeah.
So there's like but they don't give us specifics.
Well, we're just glad we could give her a home.
She's really gorgeous. She's in the luckiest home. But yeah, squeeze each time. You can see me squeezing and then cutting there. Do the bunny burrito properly like that. And then it's not an issue. Put the other foot
Stella.
away.
Yeah.
But the trick is only one foot out at once. Works beautifully. There we go. Hello. I know. I've got it. And you can just take your time. Like you cannot hurt them.
I take Anna with me to pick my son up from school.
Yeah.
And I just take that little cage we've got out there and I put her on the grass. But one day I took Stella with me and I was carrying both guinea pigs and Anna cried and cried and cried the whole time. She's like, she's touching me.
Really?
She was such a brat.
Hello.
So,
Oh, there we go.
you had no idea.
Ta-da, ta-da. All done. All done. So we're going to keep an eye on this girl
Yeah.
and we'll update from there.